Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, Mystic Magic. In today's pick a card reading, we are going to be finding out what your greatest potential is. I'm so excited to do this reading today. I've had this idea for a while, so I'm really excited that we're finally getting into it together. And so how this reading today is going to work is we're going to start off by taking a look at some oracle cards, which is going to show me the greatest potential of your energy. So this includes like your personality, different traits and characteristics and things like that. And then we're going to be using the tarot to find out what kinds of things you could accomplish if you stepped into your greatest potential. And then at the end, we are going to take a look at some advice for you, some guidance from spirit as to how you can close the gap between who and where you currently are and your greatest potential. So I have 3 groups prepared for you to choose from today. Over here on pile 1, we have some Galaxite. On pile number 2, we have Pyrite. And on pile number 3, we have Fossilized wood. So feel free to pause the video if you need some more time figuring out which pile you're the most drawn towards. And then once you've chosen, you can scroll down to the description box or the pinned comment and skip ahead to your reading. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Don't try to force all the messages to fit for you and your life. There could simply just be messages here that are meant for other people watching that just aren't meant for you. And remember that tarot is a tool that reads the current energy, and energy is always changing. So remember that you always have free will and the power to create change. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hey there, group 1. If you chose the Galaxite, this is your reading. Welcome. Today we're going to be finding out what your greatest potential is. I am super excited to get into this with you guys. There is some construction happening outside, so I really do hope that the sound doesn't interfere with your reading, and if it does, I apologize. But group 1, when I was tuning into your energy, it was so interesting. I kept hearing comfort, and it was this feeling of, you know, when you're lying down in the grass and you're looking up at the clouds and you just feel fully supported by the earth, you feel completely relaxed. Like, that's the kind of energy that I was picking up from you guys. And there was also a reference to bears. Like, I was specifically seeing a grizzly bear, so that could be a significant spirit animal or totem animal or sign for you. But it was this energy of, like, you know, a mama bear can be super nurturing, super loving, patient, you know, playful, but at the same time, you don't want to mess with that mama bear. Like, she'll fuck you up, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's the kind of energy that I get. I feel like you have this really strong feminine energy where it's like you want to comfort and nurture people, or that's just how they feel around you, and you make people feel safe, you make people feel really sturdy and like supported and strong, and at the same time you're also this loyal, fierce protector. And once you have that established connection or trust with someone, it's like you will be there for them. You'll stand up for them. You won't let other people, you know, try to put them down or something like this. It's like you're very protective and fierce and bold at the same time. But I feel like that side only comes out when it needs to be. And your kind of like natural neutral state is very like loving, welcoming, comforting. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. So we have 3 archetype cards that we're going to look at first. So we have prostitute. The light attributes say accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. And then the shadow attribute says places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. We have networker. The light attributes say enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And then the shadow attributes say conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And then we have hero/heroine. Light attributes say passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and the shadow attribute says escapism and false sense of heroism. Okay, and your other oracle cards, we have strength, number 38. The frequency of strength supports our ability to harmonize all our qualities and skills towards a strong and balanced way of being. We have what's your honest truth, number 20. And we also have the otter with the water element. Okay, this is so interesting. I'm seeing this, it's kind of like a diagram. It's basically a triangle, and it's like at each of the 3 points, it's like there's your feminine energy, your masculine energy, and your inner child. And it's like they're showing me this triangle because I feel like the energy of your greatest potential is a beautiful balance between these 3 energies. I keep hearing Trinity now. So you have the potential to be really, really balanced between your feminine and masculine energies as well as your inner child. Because this otter card, this card always puts a smile on my face. Like, otters are so playful and like fun, and you know, it's kind of similar to the dolphin energy of just being like really playful and fun and social. And especially because we have networker here as well. This is kind of the energy I was picking up at the beginning, where it's like, I feel like you guys really want to support people. You are a kind of pillar because your energy is so strong. You have such an inner strength. I can tell that this group, like, you guys have really been through a lot, and there's such great potential for you to transmute all of your experiences into such strength that you become the foundation, you become the pillar for other people to reach enlightenment. I just realized that we literally have this triangle, this mountain here on the hero heroine card. So it's like you have the potential to integrate all of your knowing and wisdom for your own personal experiences and be able to guide or teach others who are looking to reach the top of their own personal mountain, whatever that may be. I'm hearing, we'll get into this with the tarot, but I'm hearing things like coaching. So this could be like a personal coach or an athletic coach or some other kind of coach. But I'm getting a really strong mentor energy from you guys. This could specifically have to do with children, like working with children, guiding children, empowering children, something like this. But I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was a massive insect just tapping on the window there. So I feel like that was confirmation from spirit. You have this ability or the potential to really tap into your soul or your higher self very, very easily. because this card here, what's your honest truth, with the number 20, it makes me think of the Judgment card, and this is telling me that you truly have the potential to step into your potential. Like, the Judgment card is the card of the great calling. It's a wake-up call. It's the energy of a phoenix rising through the ashes and being reborn. So Spirit is saying you have the potential to completely change your life. If this is something that you've been thinking about or something that you've been wanting, but you're like, I don't know if I can do it, I don't even know how, Spirit is saying you can. You have this potential to completely transform not only your life, but be able to help other people transform their lives as well. It's like you would be leading by example, and that is the best way to teach others. And that is actually how healing works, is especially in the spiritual community. It's like, it's not me who's healing you, it's me guiding you and showing you how you can be your own healer. And I feel like as you go through your own journey, like, you've acquired so many experiences and so much knowledge and information that would just be so helpful for other people who are looking to get themselves out of a difficult situation or their circumstances that they're not happy with. I feel like you also have this really keen ability of being able to look at someone and know what their strengths are. So for example, like, I'm going back to this personal coaching example that came up before, but it's like, you can talk to someone and just by talking with someone for 5 minutes, you could notice that, like, oh, I see that you're really passionate about this, and like, you're really charismatic, and I think you would make a really great, whatever, stand-up comedian or something. And then it's like, you have this ability to show people their own truth or help them discover their own truth. But as well, it's like, I also see you helping them take the next step. It's like because I keep seeing with this networker card, I keep seeing this, I guess you could call it a web, but it's basically like a bunch of different points that are all connected with different lines. And it's like, you help people go step by step. You help people to get from where they currently are, and you help them to take the next step. You connect them with either the people or the resources or the information that they need in order to take the next step up this mountain that they're climbing, and they get closer and closer to the top with your guidance. But at the same time, you have this really beautiful ability to make it feel fun. It doesn't feel heavy. When we think about going on a healing journey or a journey of personal empowerment or overcoming challenges of survival without negotiating, our spirits, like, that can sound hard, that can be really challenging, but yet you have this energy that makes it seem light, that makes it seem possible. You have this, like, there's this optimism and this hope and this unshakable faith that you have that really helps people to believe in themselves. There's this lighthearted energy within you that really helps people feel comfortable around you. It's like, you really have that kind of mama bear energy. Regardless of how you identify gender-wise. It's just this very strong feminine energy, but also, like, it's very playful, like, you may be guiding and teaching people knowingly or unknowingly, but it's like, it's not stoic, it's not strict, it's not judgmental or critical or anything like that. It's like, you have this way of laughing through the process or using humor and play to grow, but it's not in a it's not in an immature way. It actually feels like very emotionally intelligent and mature. Yeah. Oh, I just realized this strength card, it's kind of like what I was seeing, where it's like the different circles and lines that are connecting between things. That's what you do. It's like you're this point in the middle and you have all of these different nodes here, and these nodes can represent an experience you've had, or wisdom that you have, or another person that you know, or a connection here, or some kind of talent, some kind of skill. And it's like you have a way of just, it's kind of like you're a chef, and it's like you're taking all these different ingredients and then you're transforming them into something completely different, which is the meal at the end. I hope that metaphor makes sense. And also with this networker card and with the imagery of the triangle that keeps coming through, I really do feel like a spirit guides you to guide others. Because with all of these letters here on the networker card, I keep seeing this as like messages from spirit, and it's like you'll download it, you'll receive it, you'll be like, yep, okay, and then it's like you share that information or wisdom with whoever needs to hear it. I keep hearing empire, so you really have the potential to have such a strong, solid foundation, and a big foundation upon which you can build whatever it is that you desire. So this could be about a business. This could be about, literally building a home. This could be about having a strong foundation for your relationships. And I also feel like this inner strength and wisdom that you have is going to help you attract a lot of abundance into your life. With this prostitute card, like, I keep noticing all of the money that's laying on her. And even with these envelopes here, I keep thinking of like getting checks in the mail or something like this. And so I do feel like you have this great potential to generate a lot of wealth for yourself, financial wealth, financial freedom. This could even be about, accumulating so much wealth that you're able to give back and share to others. So this could be, I was talking about foundations. So you could be interested in like creating your own foundation or some kind of charity work where this could be like providing scholarships for low-income students, or educating girls in third world countries, or providing food to communities that can't afford it. There's so many ways and so many different types of charity. It could have something to do with children, maybe summer camps, something like this. Yeah, I feel like whatever path or whatever route that you take, you have the potential to impact so many people's lives. Okay, because like I was saying, it's like this is you in the center, and it's like you're reaching all of these people's lives, you're impacting their lives positively. But then each of those people go out feeling really equipped in the world, and now they go on to guide and teach their own group of people. And then each of those persons go out. So there's this really beautiful positive ripple effect where you're creating so much change and healing. And it's like, because I feel like it's quite unintentional. Like, you may not be like, oh yeah, I want to be a mentor, I want to be a coach. But there's, even if that's not what your job is, or that's not a job that you do in the future, whatever it is that you do, simply by you existing, you healing yourself, you changing your own life, it is still going to create this kind of effect, because the people in your life are going to be inspired by you to make changes in their lives, and then people in their lives are going to see them change and be inspired by them, and it's like it all leads back to you. You definitely have leadership qualities here, but it's the kind of leader who's really empathetic, who's really compassionate, who actually takes the time to listen to people. You know, it's not just about telling people what to do, but it's really about listening with them and like being on the front line as well, like not just sitting up on the throne, you know, delegating all the tasks and being really comfortable, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you're the kind of person who wants to get your hands dirty. It's like you want to be out at the front, you want to be interacting with everyone, you want to be talking with everyone, you want to be in the midst of it all, like getting your hands dirty, getting really involved into it. And like that's what makes you such a great leader, and that's what helps people to trust you and trust your guidance. Wow, okay, let's start pulling the tarot now, and I want to see, even though we kind of touched on it, I want to see like what kinds of things you can accomplish if you were to step into your greatest potential. Also, I forgot to say, this group chose the Galaxite crystal. I really love this crystal. I don't use it often enough, I will admit, but it's kind of like a micro labradorite. I don't think the camera will pick it up, but it has these like flecks of shimmer in it. And this is my like galactic crystal. This always makes me think of higher dimensions and aliens and the cosmos and different collectives and things like that. And so 2 points actually that I want to make. One is that you have the potential to really reach a lot of people, like from all around the world, okay? And the second point, which I had said earlier, was that I feel like you download a lot of information and wisdom and guidance from higher dimensions and different collectives as well with this crystal here. So you may resonate with being a starseed. You may have or know of certain collectives that you feel resonate with you, like I'm getting Sirius, for example, and Lyra and Andromeda and Mintaka, for example, but you know, there's so many more. Okay, so Spirit, what can Pile 1 accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential, please? Wow, it started getting so dark outside. We're supposed to be getting some kind of storm. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords. What can Pile 1 accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential, please? Okay. So we also have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords. What can Pile 1 accomplish if they were to step into the 9 of Wands? And on the back of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. I just saw 2222 on the timer, so repeating 2s could be significant. We also have a 2 here with the What's Your Honest Truth card. And another significant number is we have the number 11 here with Strength. If we reduce 38, we get 11. We also have another 1 with the Ace of Swords here. So 1s and 2s could be repeating number synchronicities that you see. And what I'm getting with the tarot is like what you could accomplish if you're to step into your greatest potential is you have the ability to lead people who feel hopeless, who feel really disconnected from their heart space, who feel like they have no chance or no shot, and you give them a new perspective. You show them that anything is possible if you have the right mindset. And there's something about your energy and the words that you speak, like your throat chakra will be very important for you, because it's through your words and your actions as well that help influence and change people's lives. It's like you help people get out of these really difficult situations with the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. This is like, these are people who have been fighting, who have been trying. They keep, you know, the saying like fall down 7 times, get up 8. It's like hit after hit after hit, and they keep trying, but they're losing their motivation. It's like when you're trying to climb a mountain and you get close to the top and then you like slide all the way back down to the bottom. It's like you give people this strength and this hope of like, let me help you. Like, you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to carry this all alone. You have the ability to influence a lot of change through your voice, through your words. So this could be like, I talked about coaching and mentoring, teaching, things like that, but this could also be writing a book on your experiences, like a guidebook or something, or starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast where you share your wisdom and your experiences. Something on social media, for example, or giving lectures, giving talks at places. There's something about your words, whether spoken or written, that help people to shift their way of thinking and feeling, which in turn influences their behavior. And this is how you initiate change. I'm hearing that Drake song, Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here. So I really do feel like the reason why this group would be has this potential to influence this change is because like you've been through it yourself. Like, you've been in a situation where you were at the bottom, maybe rock bottom, and somehow through your own strength you were able to get yourself out of it. And the reason that you went through those difficult experiences is because you were meant to guide and teach and help other people who are in that same position. Let's get more cards. Spirit, what is it that pile 1 can accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential? What is it that pile 1 can accomplish? I'm also hearing mediator. So this could have something to do with court, like family court or something like this. Because I'm also hearing unity. So it's like you have a way of bringing people together. Yeah, bringing people together under a common cause, or finding the common denominator between people or things or whatever that appear to be different or appear to be conflicting, but it's like you find the common ground, and it's like that changes people's perspectives, and they're like, oh, like I didn't see how we were the same, or I didn't see how these things were actually like related, and that makes them approach this from a completely new level of consciousness and from a completely new emotional state. Okay. I'm also getting strong like advocate vibes from this group. Advocacy, like using your voice to stand up for what you believe in. Now it's starting to rain outside. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups. What is it that pile 1 can accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential, Spirit? What can pile 1 accomplish if they step into their greatest potential? Okay. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. Yeah. Get one more card here. Yeah, you definitely are a healer. Okay, and we have the Queen of Wands. And on the back of this deck, we have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, it's like you help people get out of these really difficult, painful, lonely, burdensome situations, and you help people stay afloat. It's like you have this ability to keep people's head above water, and you help to enlighten people on their own strength. Because the reason why all of these people are drawn to you, they resonate with you, is it's not because they need healing, but it's because there's a part of them that resonates with the strength that you have and resonates with your ability to overcome and transform your life. It's just that they don't recognize it within themselves, but that's what it is that draws them to you. And through your words and your guidance, you're able to enlighten these people and really shift their perspective. And it's like you hold up this mirror to them and you're like, the strength that you see in me is the strength that's within you. So you really help build people up. You build up their confidence. You build up their self-esteem. You build up their strength until they feel empowered enough to go after what makes them happy. With the 10 of Cups, and we have the 6 of Cups under that, it's like you really help to heal the inner child. There's a lot about children coming through, or family. This could be as well, like healing or overcoming generational trauma or generational cycles or things like that. It's like you are this beacon of light with the Queen of Wands, guiding people through the darkness, through the difficulties, through the unknown. Because I saw we also had the High Priestess under here. Yeah, literally. Okay. The High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. Like, you were literally the guiding light through the darkness for people. Because you've also walked in the dark before. You've also been in the unknown. And you were guided by spirit. And now you're doing for others what spirit has done for you. This is your greatest potential. You may have a lot of Pisces energy in your chart. You don't have to. Or 12th house Neptune placement, something like that. You don't have to, but I'm picking up this energy with this Hanged Man here of you really being able to get to the bottom of things. You may also have Scorpio energy, 8th house Pluto, those kinds of things. But it's like you like to get to the bottom of things. It's like you can get to the root cause of what somebody is struggling with and help them to overcome it. And all of these things that I'm talking about, where I'm saying it's like where you can do this for other people, it's because you can do it for yourself as well. So if you feel like you haven't even been able to do this for yourself yet, this, like, that is a like huge potential for you as well, because that's the first step to you being able to help others, is helping yourself. And this ability to help others isn't an obligation. You don't have to do this, but I do feel like once you reach the peak of your own mountain and you've like overcome whatever it is that you have been like struggling with, and you've healed and you've really changed your life, you're really going to want to help others. You're going to feel like, I cracked the code, like I figured it out. And now, like, I need to tell everyone. I want to share this with everyone because, you know, we were all out here feeling hopeless, thinking that there's nothing we could do but be a victim to our circumstances. But like, that's actually not true. We can be the change that we want to see. And now I'm, you know, like a living example of that. So I want to show other people that they can do it too. And again, with the Hanged Man and with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups, you know, usually the Hanged Man depicts someone hanging upside down from a tree. And it's like, with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups, you literally help people do a complete 180 in their life. Like a complete 180. And you have, again, like you have this potential and this capability to make a 180 in your own life as well, as many times as you want. Like, you can really transform and transmute so many things. And you have the courage to walk away from what's not working and to try something new, because, you know, maybe the first time it was really scary because, you know, you're going into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. But once you've been there a couple times, you still won't really know what's on the other side, but you kind of know how that journey works. And so you become comfortable with the unknown. And I feel like that's also part of what you would help teach or guide others with, is embracing the unknown, embracing new possibilities, having the courage to leave something behind that isn't serving you or that's causing you pain, and, you know, telling yourself that you deserve that happy ending. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to move these out of the way and let's take a look at your advice. So this advice is about how you can close the gap between where you currently are and this great potential of yours. So we have surrender to what is, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. We have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. We have Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus. And then we also have Owl Spirit, You See Clearly Now, number 43. So I actually feel like you guys are already on track to stepping into this great potential of yours. I feel like you've already had moments of clarity and enlightenment about your own journey, your own life, your own past experiences, and I think you have been in this kind of incubation period where you've been integrating all of this wisdom and like really making sense of it all. And I feel like you've already started to feel inspired to start doing something with this. Maybe you don't know exactly what to do with it yet, but the wheels are starting to turn. Maybe you've been considering, you know, making a career out of this. With Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus, and then with the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. Yeah, it's like, whether this is through talks, through podcasts, videos, writing a book, through art of some format, there's something that you have the ability to create here that is not only going to financially support you emotionally as well, but it's also going to help a lot of people too. Because I feel like maybe right now you're in that kind of void that we were just talking about, where you know, are close to reaching the top of the mountain, or you're at the top of the mountain, and now it's kind of like, okay, now what? Like, I've gotten out of this, I've healed this, I've made some really significant changes, like, now what? Because the owl, you know, it's a nocturnal creature, it sees in the dark, and it says you see clearly now. So I feel like you are in a very fertile time of your life right now, where you have the capacity to really create a lot of newness, especially with this Taurus energy here. This is like physically creating something, physically building something that you see value in. So the advice is to start creating, start building. Whatever you're inspired to do, start doing that. If you want to write a book, just start writing it. Don't think about the fact that maybe you've never written a book before. Don't think about, oh, well, I've never done a podcast before. I don't even know how to do it. Spirit will show you, and you will easily gain clarity on what to do next if you take it one step at a time and you surrender to the current moment. Like this card says, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And flow is really the essence of feminine energy. It's the energy of allowing, of going with the flow. Just think about it. Like, imagine you're in a river and, you know, it's like rushing, it's really strong currents, and you're trying to swim against it. That's exhausting, and you're probably not going to make it really far. If you just surrender and allow the river to take it where it's going, think of how fast you'll move, how easy it is. You'll reserve like all of your energy because you're just letting the motions take you. So part of the advice is surrendering what you can't control, but also taking control of what you can, which is your own actions. So you've done a lot of releasing, you've done a lot of healing, and now that you've done that, you have your energy back to be able to put it into creating something. So what is it that you want to create? Okay, pile one, this is everything that I'm seeing. I really do hope that this reading helped you in some way, brought you clarity or enlightenment. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey there, pile two. If you chose the Pyrite, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be finding out what your greatest potential is. So when I was tuning into your energy, I was hearing the song Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer, and it literally gave me the chills. It's interesting because in pile one, there was a similar energy, but I don't quite know yet how to explain what the difference is. But I do get this feeling of like advocacy, humanitarianism, justice, themes like this. Like, this is what I'm picking up for your energy. I feel like this group is really passionate. I feel like this group knows their truth, like you know what you believe in, you know like what's right morally, ethically, and I think it really upsets you when you see like things on the news or you hear stories or whatever about all of these different, you know, like horrible things happening. And I feel like this group really has the potential to create a lot of change in the world. Also, I just remembered when I was prepping the cards for this reading, when I was doing your group, I was hearing like you're a canary in a coal mine. And if you've never heard that expression before, to me, it means that it's like you are this bright light in a very dark space. It's like you're the voice of reason. You're this gold nugget that is found in a place where you would expect nothing. And I kept seeing this imagery of literally like a canary, this bright yellow bird just flying through like a completely black and empty space. It's like you are this little but powerful beacon of light that reminds people that there's another way or that there's hope. Yellow might be your favorite color. You may get a lot of compliments when you wear yellow. I feel like this group is also just like very joyous and optimistic as well. Actually, I'm getting that some people may find that annoying, but don't ever let that dim your light. You know, the world needs more optimists. The world needs more people who have a positive outlook. And, you know, I feel for you because I'm also optimistic. And that doesn't mean that I don't struggle with, you know, fears or struggling with worst case scenarios sometimes. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic. And, you know, a lot of people would call me naive or say I'm idealistic. And, you know, just let them say what they want. I think it's very telling how it's so normal to be pessimistic and cynical, and nobody has a problem with that, but there's so much wrong with being optimistic. So, if that resonates for you, there's a message. But I want to start getting into your oracle cards. So we're actually going to start off first by taking a look at 3 of these archetype cards. So for this group we have, wow. Wow, all right. Okay, we have Advocate, and the light attribute says inspires you to put compassion into action. And the shadow attribute says embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. We have Detective. The light attributes say great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And the shadow attributes say voyeurism and falsifying information. And then we have Athlete, and the light attributes say dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. And the shadow attributes say misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. Okay, and the rest of your oracle cards we have Reflection, number 33. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of self and others. We also have Unstick the Stuck, number 46. And we have the Golden Egg. I feel like I have so many things to say, I don't even know where to start. Also, by the way, I'm still hearing that song just like playing in the background in my head. And it's so interesting because during group 1, it started raining a little bit and then it stopped. I took a break. And now as I'm starting your group again, it's starting to rain. So there is this element of like your greatest potential being so healing. Like when we think about the water element, when we think about the symbology of rain, like it cleanses, it soothes, it heals, it nourishes. It is essential for life and for growth. And I feel like this is part of the energy that you give off. I'm picking up strong Scorpio energy as well as Cancer. And I'm also getting Aquarius. And Sagittarius too. Okay. You may have those placements, you may not. It's all about the energy. So with this Advocate and this Detective card, with the shadow attributes here, it says embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, and then falsifying information. And it's like, I feel like there's nothing that grinds your gears more than seeing a lot of what happens in the news. Like all of this misinformation, all of this fake news shit, all of this, like, you know, we see all of these stories about really selfish people taking advantage of so many others. We see all these stories about, you know, the 1% who are billionaires and then the 99% who are really, really struggling. And I feel like this drives you, this fuels you to really think about, is this the kind of world I want to live in? Like, is this the kind of world that I want my kids or my grandkids to live in? Or if, you know, you don't want a family, like, is this the kind of world that I would want the future generations to, like, live in? To have the same struggles, to deal with the same things that I'm dealing with right now? And I think it's really, I think for a while, this group has spent a lot of time being really angry at the world, which I completely understand and, like, validate that and sympathize for you. But I feel like at some point you kind of recognize that you are seeing things that other people weren't seeing. You were seeing things in a way that a lot of the people in your life or in the media, they just weren't seeing it the same way as you. I feel like you have such a bright perspective. This is like that canary in the coal mine. This is like your energy here, this bright yellow just popping out and being so, like, obvious. I feel like you really stick out like a sore thumb, but in the best way possible. I feel like this group really has the potential to bring polarity into unison or balance in some way. Like, for example, getting two groups of people who have opposite or different or conflicting beliefs or opinions about something and finding a way for them to express their ideas, their concerns, their opinions, but to also be open and understanding to the other side and being really receptive to that and finding some kind of common ground that maybe no one has ever seen before. I definitely feel like this group loves watching documentaries. These are my true crime people. These are my like journalists. These are my people who like to do their own research. Like, when you see something on the news, when you see an article, you're not just like, oh, that's happening. You're like, let me fact check that. Let me see where the source came from. Let me do my own digging, because, you know, in today's day and age, like, you just don't know where information is coming from and how true or accurate it is. And I feel like you really have the ability to dig deep and find the truth. Like, you're willing to go places that a lot of other people aren't. And with this athlete card, what's really sticking out to me is here where it says development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Like, this is also so tied into this yellow imagery with the golden egg and the concept of the canary in the coal mine, because yellow is connected to the solar plexus chakra, which we also have pyrite here connected to the same chakra. And this is our chakra that governs our identity. It's where we take action from. This is where our confidence comes from, our empowerment, our self-esteem, our willpower. This is like our strength. This is a very, very masculine chakra. And the element that governs this chakra is the fire element. So, like, I'm getting chills because, like, I can just feel how passionate this group is. And it's like, you're the kind of people who just, you are not afraid to stand up and speak the truth, speak your truth, to stand up for somebody, to call out, you know, someone's BS or call out an injustice of some kind. And it's your inner strength that really inspires people, because the truth is, like, there's a lot of people who are observers to things that they don't believe is right or they don't feel is right, but they won't speak up about it. But not you. Like, this group really has the potential to uncover a lot of truths that people are either unwilling to explore, unwilling to look at, or just don't even know exist. Like, we have this unstick the stuck card and this imagery here. Like, it looks like an eye to me, and I keep looking at this detective card. She's like peeking out of the book, and it's like, that's you. Like, you have an eye for this, like an eye for detail. I feel like this group loves spreadsheets. I feel like this group is really organized as well. And I think sometimes this group feels like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, because it's like you have the gift of sight. And so you see things that other people don't or can't. And it's like, it may be so obvious to you, but maybe it's not obvious to other people, or maybe other people don't care. And it's like, maybe you feel like you're the only person who is trying, or who is noticing this, or who wants to do something about this. And I think that's part of the fuel that gets this group going. It's like, the message that I'm getting from Spirit is that, like, your anger is a tool, and you can use that to fuel your passion into creating the change that you want to see. I also feel like this group, you have the potential to end some really difficult cycles. Because this unstick the stuck card, we have the number 46, which reduces to a 10 in numerology, which is endings, completions, and also new beginnings. And I feel that through your voice, through speaking up, through sharing the truth, speaking your truth, that it's going to bring a lot of light to certain situations. And through this, it's going to help create shift on a grander scale. It's like the example that's really coming to mind is, I genuinely forget what year this was, but it was sometime during the quarantine period that we were all in a couple years ago. But when the Black Lives Matter movement really became such a global movement, and we saw people from all over the world really coming together and standing strong together. So it's something like this. Like, I keep getting chills, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Like, I really do feel like this group has the ability, the potential to create very big global change in whatever area that you feel the most passionate about. So this could be environmental, this could be humanitarian, it could be social, it could be about, eliminating poverty, eliminating food problems, animal rights, human rights, gender equality, the list goes on and on. Whatever it is that you're most passionate about, and it could be more than one thing, but you have the potential to create waves of change in that particular arena. You have the ability to, it's like, I'm seeing this wheel that wants to turn, but it's stuck. And it's like, you're the one who knows how to get this wheel moving again. It's like, you have the tools to grease it up or fix it or whatever, and you're the one who gets the wheel moving again. Who gets this stuck situation, this unfair situation, this whatever it is, and you finally get it moving in the right direction. You finally get momentum on it. You finally get other people to start looking at this. You finally get people talking about it or bringing things to light. And I feel like this group is really fierce because, like I was saying, there's kind of similar themes in group 1, but it was coming out in a different way. Group 1, it was very much a strong emphasis on feminine energy and being more soft and being lighthearted, and there's a lot about the inner child and kind of being playful. This group, it's intense, it's fierce, it's masculine, it's passionate, it's bold, it's a force to be reckoned with. Like, whew. Like, reading this energy is getting me fired up, you know? We're gonna start using the tarot in a minute, but because we're gonna see with the tarot, like, what it is that you can accomplish if you're to step into your greatest potential. I just saw 2121 on the timer, and it made me think of the World card in tarot, which again is all about completion, ending major cycles or hitting a milestone, but this also talks about like a global sphere, okay? But different. This isn't like supposed to be a career reading or anything like that, but I'm definitely getting advocate vibes. I'm definitely feeling detective vibes. I'm feeling journalism. I'm feeling politics. I'm feeling people who work in the justice system, lawyers, things like that. I'm feeling, I'm even seeing like someone who has their own platform. So this could be like a YouTube channel or a podcast, or using social media to really like talk about certain things or uncover certain things. Again, I keep being taken to documentaries, so I don't know if you're interested in film or like doing research and creating your own documentary or something like this, or a film. Like, I'm being taken to that documentary Seaspiracy on Netflix. I don't know if you've watched that or not. But I'm like kind of getting that vibe of this like undercover investigation where you're unearthing some truths. So private investigating could be another thing. Undercover work. Yeah, something like that. This is like, there's an aspect of it that feels very covert, so that you can, you know, obtain certain information, but then it's like you're bringing what was in the dark back into the light. Also, I want to say that this group is very protected. I'm like very much drawn to this golden egg right now. This group is really, really protected. So if this was already something that you had like considered doing, or you thought about doing, whatever, but maybe you felt a bit afraid, you're very protected. Also, the other keyword that I forgot to mention was whistleblower, is another kind of energy that I'm really feeling here. Oh, what was that? I just watched, there's a new documentary on Netflix called, I think it was called Poisoned. So I don't know if you've seen that as well. But I really do feel like this is your purpose. Like, this is what you came here to do. The golden egg, this is related to the heart chakra. But I'm really reading this together with Unstick the Stuck because the blue is really, really sticking out to me. Even the blue in this reflection card, it's like the heart and the throat chakra. This is something that you're so passionate about. It's like your heart is so big and full that you literally like want to change the world for the better. And you can. Yeah, the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat. It's like taking action on what you're truly passionate about and using your voice to express this truth. There's even something here about like being a voice for people who don't have a voice or don't feel like they have a voice. This could be some kind of minority group or a group that is misrepresented or just not really represented. So take that if it resonates. But let's see, Spirit, what is it that group 2 can accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential? What is it that group 2 can accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential? Okay, we have the Page of Swords and the Star. I was definitely feeling that Aquarius energy at the beginning. What can group 2 accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential, please? Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Let's get one more card. What can group 2 accomplish? Thank you. We have the Magician. And on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands. I want to say, I said this in the last group too. Don't feel obligated that you need to go out and change the whole world, because it's not just the job of one person, but each person has their own role and contribution to creating positive change. And also, it doesn't need to be on the scale that it was like coming through on. I'm even getting examples of like, let's say you still resonate with this energy, but maybe you don't necessarily feel called to like, you know, be a global representative or the face of a certain thing that you're advocating for. That's fine, because I'm also seeing something where it's like, maybe you're just personally interested in investigating different industries, finding out what's going on, uncovering the truth. And maybe you just want to share that with your friends or your family and not make a career out of it. That's totally fine. And what you need to know there is the scale doesn't even really matter, because change is change. Whether you're changing your friends' lives or whether you're changing lives all over the world, at the end of the day, you're changing lives, and that's what's important. And don't ever underestimate the power of the ripple effect, because you may find something out that like nobody really knows, or at least nobody in your circle knows, and you tell them, and then those people go on to share it with the people that they know, and then those people go on to share it with the people they know. Okay, so like this water is being poured into the pond here, a single idea, a single communication, a single sharing of truth or knowledge creates this ripple effect. And it becomes so far reaching, so much more beyond what you would ever imagine it would be. I also can't help but notice like all of this yellow that we have. It's really sticking out to me here, especially the star. It's like you are this bright yellow star. You are this bright egg. You are this canary in the coal mine. You really do have all the tools that you would need to create whatever change that it is that you seek. Whether this is change in your personal life, changing your own reality, changing your own circumstances, sharing knowledge and wisdom with other people, or taking things to a more global level. Like, you have the willpower, you have the drive, you have the dedication, the perseverance, the passion, the confidence to do this. It's like you are really willing to fight for what you believe in. And not everybody can say that. You're willing to challenge the status quo. You're willing to challenge, you know, traditions or institutions or systems that have been in place for a really long time that maybe are a little bit outdated. Maybe they could do with some updating so that it's more relevant and cohesive and supportive for where we're currently at. You're brave enough to do that. You also have this really great potential for bringing hope and light to a situation or situations that feel dark. Like, I really do feel like you guys have just such a bright aura. And even just your existence changes the world, okay? Even just your existence, just you being here and you being who you are is creating change that you want to see. Because whether you realize it or not, your existence affects other people. Your aura, your energy, your passion, that affects other people. I'm also hearing opening the floodgates of information. Okay, so I mean, this is kind of what we were talking about, where it's like, especially with this Page of Swords here, like you really, you just have this inquisitiveness and curiosity about you. It's like, you won't be satisfied until you really get to the bottom of things. Pick everything apart so that you can put it back together. Know how all of the pieces come together. Like, you love to go down the rabbit hole. And I feel like you really do enjoy sharing your findings with other people, even if it's just in passing. It's like, hey, you know what I learned over the weekend? Or like, oh, I read this book and then it got me thinking. And I feel like you help point people in the right directions to encourage them to find their own answers, to discover their own personal truth, but also greater truths about society or the world that we live in, or an industry or a company or something like this. And I know I said this before, where I really do feel like this is your purpose. The Magician and the Star and this Page of Swords, it's giving me the same message that I sometimes get, but you really channel this from source, from spirit. And it's like you are the conduit that transmutes this energy and can turn it into something physical. Like, you take this energy and you may channel it through speaking. You may channel it through writing, you know, whether it's a book or writing a post on social media, saying something in a podcast, or even taking this to the next step and like creating something tangible with it, like some kind of product or something, a service even. It's like you are the perfect conduit for the universe to channel this information and this ability to see and discover the truth. And it's like you are a bringer of truth. You are a light worker. You shed light on what remains hidden, what remains unseen. And that is absolutely invaluable. So this group may also resonate with having, you know, spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, things like that. Because a lot of the time I've kind of noticed that, I mean, everybody has spiritual or psychic gifts. It's just a matter of whether or not they're connected to them. And I feel like a lot of people just don't even realize like that certain things about them are actually psychic gifts. And this is something that I experienced a lot when I like got into spirituality and I went through my whole journey. I was like, oh my God, is that what clairvoyance is? Like, I thought everybody was just like that. Or it's like, oh, that was channeling. Like, I do that all the time and I never realized it. So this may be something that you resonate with too. That may not apply for everyone, so just take it as it resonates. Okay. Spirit, is there anything else you can tell us about what pile 2 can accomplish if they're to step into their greatest potential? Okay, okay, we have the 5 of Cups. Yeah, this 5 of Cups, it's like, discarding the garbage, discarding the lies, discarding the untruths. And because I'm also seeing, they're showing me the 7 of Swords. So it's like, yeah, peeling away the facades, peeling away the lies, peeling away the cover-ups. Okay. So we have Tiny Elephants, which is a card specific to this deck. We also have the Page of Wands, and we have Judgment. Okay, and on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, this group, you have the potential to really open up people's minds and hearts into perceiving an alternate perspective or truth. This isn't about like forcing people to change their minds, because we know that that doesn't work. But there's this energy of, yes, you have this fierceness and this like strong masculine energy behind you. And I think a lot of that comes from like the anger that you feel either from personal experiences or through your empathy of feeling what other people have experienced in their own suffering and injustices. But I do feel that underneath the anger, there's a lot of compassion. Okay, I do feel like this group has a sensitivity, and it makes a lot of sense why there's like such a strong masculine energy coming through as well. But I feel like underneath it all, you have this ability to open up people's hearts and to teach people something new that they may not have known before. Like, we have 3 pages. Okay, the Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Like, pages are the messengers of the tarot. They deliver messages. They deliver news and information. Pages are also students of life. They're always learning. They're always exploring. And like, this is the essence of what I feel like your energy is. You want to change people's perspectives. You want people to see what it is that you see. You want people, it's like you want to guide people to walk through this door of, Doors of Perception. That's a book that could be relevant. By Aldous Huxley. This group has the potential to really change reality, whether it's changing your own personal reality or changing a community, a society, a system. It's like you have the power to influence that because you have the knowledge, you have the skill, you have the will and the passion. You're fully capable of doing it. I feel like this group is also excellent communicators. I'm getting this 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 energy of someone who's really persuasive and like charming and charismatic. And it's like someone who knows how to play on the heartstrings. But it's not coming through in like a negative way. It's like really using emotions as an advantage. Like, okay, you know those infomercials where it's like they're super long and it's like the really sad music and it's like showing you all of these like horrific things with animals or children in a certain country, and they're like, call this number to donate. It's like they play on your heartstrings to, you know, get you to help this cause. I feel like you have a similar ability of like really tapping into people's emotions and tapping into their heart space and like helping them access their own sense of compassion, which in turn helps them to open up their mind to a brand new perspective of like, wow, I never looked at it like that before. Or like, wow, I was never able to like feel empathy for this certain group because, you know, I don't belong to that group, so I don't know what it's like. But now that you're sharing this information with me, it's like, I do feel really compassionate and I do feel compelled to make some kind of change. I'm getting this energy of like, let's just get rid of what hasn't been working and let's make something new. Let's rise up together, come together and create something new. Something positive and beautiful and healing and hopeful. Wow. This is very powerful. I mean, both of the groups so far have been like really, really powerful. I want to take a look at your advice now, and this advice is going to be how you can close the gap from who and where you currently are into your greatest potential. So we have surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe and answers and support will arrive. We have, we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. We have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. And then we have chameleon spirit, act as is. Oh, act as if, number 14. Yeah, this empathic starseed card makes a lot of sense. And that's kind of what I was saying before, how it's like, because you have such a big and compassionate and loving heart, it makes a lot of sense that you have a lot of strong masculine energy coming through, because the masculine energy is what protects the softness of the feminine energy. Just like we see this fragile egg inside of this nest, it keeps it safe. And I also think sometimes you may, like, you pick up a lot of energy, and I think that you're susceptible to this and, you know, like susceptible to dealing with a lot of emotions because you have such a big heart. It's like you have the capacity to hold this energy. But at the same time, if you're not filtering it, if you're not releasing it, if you're not protecting your energy, if you're not doing self-care and really looking after yourself, it can result in, you know, emotions such as anger, because you're holding on to so much energy that doesn't belong to you, or holding on to a lot of emotions that don't belong to you. So this is part of the advice here, is to make sure that you're doing what you can to let go of what doesn't belong to you. Yes, you may feel compelled and called to create this change, but that doesn't mean that you can't release this energy too. Like, at the end of every day, have some kind of ritual where you release the energy and the emotions and any burdens that you have experienced that day. Allow yourself to let it go. And in the morning, if you choose to, you can pick those things back up and work through, you know, certain problems, or go on this journey of yours, but there's this need to, yeah, really make sure you're taking care of yourself and like not just constantly holding on to things, because that'll start to have a really negative effect on you over time. Like mentally, emotionally, it can even manifest physically when we just hold on to a lot of heavy emotions or thoughts for a long time. So it's okay to let things go sometimes and to lighten up and to, you know, like transform into a different version of you. Like if you want to be lighthearted, if you want to have fun, if you want to be like childlike and playful, you're allowed to do that. You don't need to be wearing like one suit or one hat. You're allowed to change. You don't always have to be this one way. And I love this surrender to prayer card. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe and answers and support will arrive. And it's like, that's what I was feeling with the Magician here and the star. It's like with the Magician, we have as above, so below. The energy channeling from source through the Magician as a conduit down into the earth. And I always think the same thing about the star, the way that she's pouring from this vessel into the lake. It's like from source down into the earth. And so I know I said this before, like maybe you feel very alone in this journey. Ask the universe for support. Ask the universe for help. Ask the universe for a community or a tribe of people or people who resonate with the same things that you do. You don't have to do this alone. And there's definitely other people out there who are like you, who like want to create change and are really passionate about certain causes. And have faith in your dreams. Like, it can feel overwhelming when you have that desire to create change, because it's like, I'm just one person. Like, how do I even do this? Have faith that you can do it. And like I said before, even just you existing is changing the world. I also feel called to say, if you feel like it, comment down below that you came from this group and like maybe you guys can like, you know, vibe with each other or help each other out if you feel like you guys have like a certain common passion or goal or something like that. Definitely use the comments down below to like connect with each other. Pile 2, this is everything that I'm seeing for you. I really do hope that this reading helped you in some way, brought you clarity or enlightenment. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching. It means so much to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! Hey there, Pile 3. If you chose the Fossilized wood, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be finding out what your greatest potential is. So the first two groups had pretty similar energy expressed in different ways, but I can tell that this group is completely different. It was also raining in the previous two groups, and now the sun is starting to slowly come back out again. So when I was tuning into your energy, I was being shown a whole compilation of different Disney princesses, and like for example, oh my gosh, who is it? Princess Aurora, you know, when she's singing in the forest, or Snow White when she's singing with the birds, or Ariel with all of her sea animal friends. Basically, the kind of feminine energy that was coming through took me immediately to Gaia, the earth. I'm also keep seeing the Empress card in my head, so I'll be really surprised when we use the tarot if the Empress doesn't come out, because like that's the vibe that I'm getting. It's just like woodland creatures, like forests, the ocean, being really connected to the earth, being really connected to surrounding natures, the surrounding environment. And not just like, it's not just an energy of, oh, I love being out in nature, or oh, I love animals, like they're cute. It's the energy that I'm picking up is like, this is a two-way relationship. So this is not just you being like, oh, I love nature, but it's like nature loves you back. Animals love you back. There's like a special connection that you have here. And a connection is something that goes two ways. So I don't know, I'm getting this message that like, if you ever speak to nature, if you like talk to trees, if you talk to animals, if you sit in front of the ocean and talk about your problems, like nature hears you. Nature hears you, and nature sends you a lot of signs, like different animal synchronicities, or shapes, like seeing shapes in things, shapes in the clouds, shapes in like a collection of sticks. You have this like very, very special connection with nature. I'm also getting this message that some of you may have been shamans, or like I'm hearing medicine woman or medicine man in a past life, or this could be something that you can actually trace through your lineage. Like maybe you have an elder in your family, either who you've met or that you haven't met, who you know has done this kind of thing. So yeah, very strong emphasis on the earth, Mother Nature, and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. First, we're going to look at these 3 archetype cards before we get into your other oracles. So we have we have child nature. The light attributes say friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Yeah, wow. And then the shadow attribute says tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. We have healer. Light attributes say passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. And the shadow attributes say taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. And then we have goddess. The light attribute says the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And the shadow attribute says exploitation of the female nature and form. Wow, I mean, oh, I literally can't sometimes. Okay, let's look at your other cards as well. We have freedom, number 21. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. We have raw intention, number 22. And we also have the hawk with the air element. Wow. I never ever get tired of the synchronicity that happens during readings. Okay. Wow. So group 3. These archetype cards really beautifully just act as a confirmation to the energy that I was picking up. I mean, yeah, it literally says friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Like nature talks to you. Nature sees you and hears you and actively like interacts with you. So there's no coincidences here, okay? I feel like you... Okay, interesting. I feel like you have this ability where you can perform Reiki on the earth. I don't know how that works. It's just a message that I got. This group has such a beautiful energy. It's so it's such a divine feminine energy, like so compassionate, so fluid and free and flowing and receptive and open. Very, very creative, very natural. Like, this energy came out in a reading I did recently. I don't know what it was, but one of the groups had this like really feminine energy that was like really natural. I was talking about like embracing your natural beauty, embracing your natural hair texture. And I'm getting the same image that I got in that reading where it's like I'm seeing Aphrodite with her like long flowing beautiful hair and like standing naked and she's glowing. It's like that's the energy that I'm getting here. I'm also picking up, it's like a kind of hippie energy. Like I'm seeing someone who walks around barefoot outside, someone who wears like really loose or flowy clothing that's made of natural materials like cotton or linen or something like this. I'm seeing there's a very calming energy here. You have a very calming energy. It's very still. It's very quiet. This energy feels kind of like the eye of the storm, where it's like there could be chaos and things around you, but it's like your energy just feels so serene. This group also, you have the potential to be really excellent at gardening, growing plants, growing food, agriculture, farming, cooking, creating things with, what is that called? Like an apothecary. I guess kind of like herbology. Also working with animals, so like maybe a veterinarian or something like this, or like dog grooming, or again like a farm or something like this. Animal sanctuaries. I also see that this group would work so well with children, whether in like a daycare setting, as a teacher, offering programs or activities for kids, even just being a parent to your own child, if that's something that you want, or if you have children. You have just this innate ability to help things grow, whether that's another person, whether that's a thriving garden or something like this. It's like I feel like nature follows you, which maybe sounds weird, and I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I don't know, you may just notice that like whenever you go out, like there's always butterflies around you, or a bee will land on you, or a ladybug lands on you, or birds will come and land and like sit right in front of you, or like squirrels, things like that, or dogs approach you. You may even notice that like animals act a bit strange around you, or just out of their normal mode of behavior. Like maybe somebody's walking their dog and the dog is like acting super friendly towards you, and you stop to pet him, and the owner's like, wow, like my dog usually never lets people like do this. I've never seen him act this way. It's like you're the animal whisperer. You just have this, you have such a healing, pure energy. And animals and children are I would say like the most excellent at detecting energy, and this is why you work so well with children and animals. Also, I'm noticing like this color here, it's really reminding me of like clay from the earth, like terracotta. I don't know how that's relevant, but it's coming through strongly. You may work with pottery or create pottery or things like that as well. Regardless of gender, there's just like a very mothering energy here. Very intuitive, very, very creative. I don't doubt that this group has some kinds of psychic abilities. And I love that we have the hawk coming through here, because the hawk really does represent spirit. A lot of birds do. Birds are messengers from the spiritual realm and bring these messages down to earth. But particularly the hawk really symbolizes this. And, you know, this is kind of what we were talking about before, where I was saying that, like, nature really communicates with you. Spirit really communicates with you through nature and through the different animals that you see, through different plants or flowers or insects that catch your attention. So if you're ever looking for signs or communication from spirit, pay attention to nature, get out in nature, and you will easily come into the clarity that you're looking for. I also feel like this group, which is interesting because actually I see how this group is connected in ways to the previous two groups, although this group is very, very different. But I do pick up this energy that this group has the potential to help people connect back to nature and to connect back to their own nature, their own truth. Like, I feel like this group, I wouldn't be surprised if you're vegetarian or vegan or eat more plant-based or moving in that direction. I feel like this group also is like a very strong advocate for animal welfare, animal rights, environmentalism, you know, protecting the oceans, protecting the forests, things like this. I also just heard urban planning, so that could resonate for someone. Maybe you're interested in figuring out ways to develop cities to accommodate, you know, population growth, but also to maintain the integrity of the environment and nature. And there's this kind of advocacy, like whether you're into protecting animals or the environment or whatever, your lifestyle or certain things that you do, it really inspires other people. Like, I don't know, I mean, I guess it depends on your own personal algorithm, but like on Instagram, for example, I feel like now it's super common to see these like posts of people who are like, you know, operating a homestead or like have a farm, and they're like, I just want chickens in my backyard and to like have a garden and like cottage core and all of these things. It's like, that could be your vibe. Sustainability as well. And I just feel like these different things that you do, it really inspires people and it opens them up. And the thing is with this group, it's not like you may share these aspects of your life, but you're not sharing it in a way where it's like, you should do this too. Like, everyone should be vegan, everyone should grow their own food, everyone needs to get back into nature. It's not like you're telling people what to do. It's like you're just showing your authenticity. You're like, this is who I am, this is how I live my life, here's some like wisdom that I have that I want to share. And it's like, people are so attracted to that because I feel like you're non-judgmental, you're really open, and you allow people to be who they are and live how they want. But it's like, then when people see you living in your truth and feeling so connected to like your body, feeling so connected to the earth, feeling so connected to nature, and like really respecting the earth as well, it really inspires them to want to like do better. Whether they start eating healthier, or maybe they try to grow a couple vegetables or plant more flowers to attract bees, or buy paper straws instead of plastic ones. It's like, you have this kind of impact on people. Like, people see your realness. Okay, and I just heard real recognizes real. Like, people sense your realness, this rawness that you have. there's no masks or facades with you. You're like, this is me. Like, I don't adapt to the energy of the room. I let my energy influence the energy of the room. Like, no matter if I'm at home, if I'm at a grocery store, if I'm at a meeting, if I'm with these people or that person, like, you're gonna get the same version of me, and you're gonna get the authentic version of me. Like, I am who I am. I'm gonna be kind and compassionate and respectful and uphold my values no matter what. Wow, this is so beautiful. Okay, I want to start pulling some tarot for you guys. Spirit, what is it that pile 3 can accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential? What is it that pile 3 can accomplish? We have the Knight of Cups. What can pile 3 accomplish if they were to step into their greatest potential? I'm seeing, this is like really specific, but I'm seeing like this old lady in Italy who is, you know, like she's retired, whatever, but she like teaches people how to make pasta, for example. It's like she'll have a cooking class and teach younger people like how to make their own pasta at home. And she does it because, not because she needs the income, but because she just loves it and she wants to like share this wisdom and like share the joy of like making your own food. Okay. Spirit, what is it that pile 3 can accomplish if they step into their fullest potential, please? Yeah, it's this Knight of Cups. It's this like just wanting to share your joy with other people, wanting to share your passion with other people. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Are we taking these? I don't think we are. Okay, let's see. The Ace of Pentacles. What else? Okay, thank you. We have the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant. And on the back of the deck, we have the 5 of Swords. This group, you guys, you have the potential to plant new seeds in people. And okay, that sounds not how I wanted it to sound. Okay. That did not come out right. What I meant to say was, oh my God. Okay. What I meant to say was that it's like you plant these little seeds. You give people these little ideas, different ways that they can live, different ways that they can be, that are not as strict, that are not so in line with the status quo. Because we have this freedom card here, like, and freedom can be so many things, but the way that I'm feeling this is like the freedom to really be yourself, the freedom to live in accordance to your truth, the freedom to do what feels good to you, what feels right to you. Okay? So for example, like I'm going back to this vegan thing. It's not like you're telling everyone they need to be vegan because, you know, that kind of diet doesn't support everyone's needs, and that's okay. Maybe someone feels better not eating meat but eating fish, and it's like, you know, you're still doing your part and you're still contributing, and as long as you're being your most authentic self and being kind and compassionate, it's like these are things that matter. So it's like really offering people different ways of doing things, new ways of doing things, and that there can still be success and growth when we focus on the community as well and not just on the individual. I feel like this group has the potential to teach people how to be more selfless, how to not only honor their individualism, but to also show them that they're part of a collective as well, that they're part of a community, not just of people, but of the earth too. And I also feel like this group has this ability to really see and even share certain learnings that they have, where maybe certain systems or institutions are failing the community, because a lot of the times, like, certain things are made to benefit a few people where the rest of us struggle, or the rest of us don't get to benefit from that. And it's like, you bring back this sense of community, you bring back this sense of belonging, you help people to see the connection between all things, that you are not separate from I, like, we are connected. We are exactly the same. We come from the same source. We're made of the same substance. We're connected to the earth. We need the earth. And so we should honor and respect her. And so I feel like you really act as a guide for people to really get back in touch with this sense of community and belongingness to the earth. Because I feel like, as just humanity in general, like, over time we've become more and more disconnected from nature as we see things start to get, like, really digital and technological. And you have this energy about you where your truth is so authentic to the earth, and it feels quite ancient, especially with this fossilized wood. Like, you're definitely an old soul. You have so much wisdom, and you recognize the importance of connection to the earth and connection to others. And it's like, this is what you're trying to share with people. It's like, you also have this ability of being able to bring people together, and, like, rather than it ending in conflict or, you know, fights or disagreements, it's like, we can all talk and share our opinions in a compassionate way, and, like, be open-minded to hearing other opinions and hearing where other people come from. There's also this energy that it's like, you have the potential to, okay, I don't really know how to explain this. It's like, you show others that they can look to themselves as their own guide. Like, it's like, you can encourage people to look within themselves for the answers that they're seeking, that not everything that they're looking for can be found outside of them, but inside of them, and not to forget that they also hold a lot of ancient wisdom within them. I'm also getting something about, like, sharing ancestral knowledge, or knowledge of a community. So, for example, like, maybe in your ancestry line, like, everyone was a farmer, or everyone, you know, raised animals, or everyone, you know, did something to help the environment, or in some way. It's like, not just keeping that information for yourself so that you can benefit from it, but sharing this information with other people so that they too can go on this journey as well if they feel inspired to. I don't know if I said this before. No, I didn't. I said animals tend to follow you around, but something else is that I feel like things just grow when you're around. Like, if you've never gardened, like, you would be amazing at it. Like, you really have a green thumb, even like horticulture, all of those things. It's like, if you were to plant a garden, it would thrive. Okay, there could be a drought and all of your neighbors could have parched grass that is, like, dried up and yellow, and it's like, your lawn would be luscious and green and your garden would be thriving with butterflies and bees and whatever. And people would be like, how are you doing that? It's like you have this, it's not just the ability, but it's like you have this energy that is it just screams growth. It screams growth. Things just grow around you. People grow, and I don't mean like, height-wise. I mean like they grow spiritually, they grow emotionally, they grow mentally. You are expansive, and so you expand everything that comes around you. Wow, okay. Let's pull some more cards. And I'm also hearing that you have the potential to be a pillar of your community. Okay. And wow, we literally have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you could have the potential to be a pillar in your community when it comes to something like, I think it's called a community garden, but I'm not sure. But that was the example that came to mind. This group, I'm also getting really strong Taurus energy. Oh, because we have the Hierophant here as well. But I'm getting this like Taurus energy where you're really good with your hands. So even just like building things, creating things, like I'm seeing someone like building a chicken coop or someone building garden beds or I don't know, building a birdhouse or something. It's like you're really good with your hands at making things. It's like you enjoy a tactile experience of like using your hands as part of your work. So yeah, like carpentry, cooking, baking, gardening, pottery, different art forms, things like that. What is it that pile 3 can accomplish if they were to step into their potential? I definitely also feel like you would become a trusted leader if you stepped into your greatest potential. Like I said before, like people really feel the authenticity from you. They sense your realness, and so because of that, it's like people would trust you. So we have the 7 of Swords coming out. Oh my, okay, hold on. We have the 5 of Wands. Okay, we also have the King of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. And at the back of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. Wow, okay. You guys have the potential to really bring light and clarity to a situation that seems confusing or that seems what's the word? Maybe to an area where there's a lot of like misinformation or conflicting information or different kinds of information. And it's like you bring it through in a compassionate way, in a very mature, clear, and honest way. Because we have the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords here. And it's like, I feel like you would make an excellent advocate because you speak with maturity and kindness and compassion, but you speak firmly, you know what you're talking about, and you speak in a way that makes people understand. It's like you really get to the core of things. Was it this group that I had said that you guys feel like the eye of the storm, where there could be chaos all around you and then like you're in the middle and it's just like still and quiet and serene? I think it was, because I'm like getting exactly that energy with this Five of Wands here. It's like you don't get triggered the same way other people do. Like if someone starts talking about saving the oceans or something, or saving the forests, and you know there's people who disagree, or there's people who have this opinion or that opinion, or whatever, you know, you're not gonna jump in the same triggered way and coming out of the ego and, you know, feeling really irritated. It's like you'll join the conversation and be like, actually, this is what happens, or like this is actually the impact of certain actions that we take as humans. And like there's actually a lot of research that shows if we were to do this one simple thing, that it would reduce whatever by 25% in just 1 year. And it's like you have this way of talking to people where it's like you're looking at them as a human. And it's like when you look at them, because you are so connected to the whole, you know that the way that you talk to them is the way that it's like you're talking to yourself, because you are me and I am you. Like we're all connected. So you see yourself in other people. You see the same in other people. You don't see them as their ego. You don't see them as the persona that they act as. It's like you see them for their soul, you see them for their humanity, and you connect to that level of them. And I think that's really what gets people to listen to you. Because a lot of the times when we talk about things, it's like we're coming from a place of difference, and it's like we get so stuck on the ways that we're different that we can never come to an agreement or an understanding if all we're focused on is the differences. But it's like you see beyond that. You see beyond the differences to the extent that you see the sameness in everyone. And it's like you have this potential to really bring people together and like really build a community with people. Like this Three of Pentacles is exactly what I was talking about with that Taurus energy. It's like either literally or physically, or sorry, literally or metaphorically, you have this way of building and creating. Like you may literally go on to like build schools or build farmland or, you know, whatever. Or this is about building a community of people who can come together under a common goal rather than using their energy to, you know, fight about differences. This is so beautiful. It's like, I feel like you would have the kind of household where it's like everyone is welcome and the doors open. Like, if you had kids, for example, like their friends are welcome and their friends always feel like home. And it's like, there's always people coming to your house, and like you make everyone feel loved. You make everyone feel safe. You make everyone feel like they're taken care of. And I think that's so beautiful, and I feel like the world really needs more of that. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice now. This is going to be guidance for you as to how you can close the gap from who and where you currently are into your greatest potential. So we have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Rejuvenation. I don't know why I said that weird. Okay, we also have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Literally, what was I just saying? Okay, we have step out of your comfort zone. North Node. We also have elephant spirit, learn from the past. Yeah, you guys, wow. Yeah, you guys are an old soul. You guys are ancient. And you have a lot of ancient knowledge within you. You have a lot of ancestors with you, heavily, very heavily. I love that this perspective card came out because it's like you're able to see the earth as a whole. You're not so zoomed in where all you can focus on is yourself or your ego. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think balance is the key. Of course, we're all individuals and we should honor our individual nature, but we also need to remember that we're part of a collective and we're part of the human race, and that it's part of our duty to take care of the earth and to take care of each other. And I feel like you're already doing these things. Like, even just you being you is changing the world. If you haven't fully stepped into this energy, maybe you've been wanting to express this side of yourself a lot more, but maybe you feel kind of scared. The advice is it's going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. But it's interesting because at the same time, it's like you may feel like you've never done this before, but it's like you have done this. Like, you've done this in past lives, and it's like your soul feels so comfortable because this is its true nature. It could just be that, like, this specific incarnation, because a lot of the times we're born with this, like, spiritual amnesia where we forget a lot. You know, of course, some people remember from childhood, past lives and things like that, but that's not the case for all of us. And there's this message coming through of, like, if you feel like you're lacking community or don't quite feel like you belong, that taking this step out of your comfort zone and really embracing this authentic nature of yours more is really going to help connect you with other people who feel the same way. And there's also the advice of to be more playful. So I don't know if you've been working too much lately, if you've been stressing out, but organize something fun for yourself. We also have this child nature card, and we're talking about children at the beginning. If you have kids, this would be a great time to, like, spend more time with them and to play with them, or to be around kids. Like, if you have nieces or nephews or cousins or something like that, or do something that really takes you back to childhood, like a certain movie or a game or even a food. Like, do something that really connects to your inner child, because our inner child is really, like, such a true, authentic expression of who we are, you know, because as kids, we don't come into this world with, like, stress and worries. Like, we just are who we are. We learn different personas as we grow up. We learn stress as we grow up because of different obligations that we feel like we need to have. And so connecting back with your inner child and creating more room for play is really going to help open you up to understanding yourself on a deeper level. I think it's also going to help you relieve a lot of stress if you've been feeling that lately. And I think it's also going to trigger either past life memories or trigger, like, ancestral wisdom that you hold within you. Wow, okay, pile 3, this is everything that I'm seeing for you. I really do hope that this reading helped you in some way, brought you clarity or enlightenment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching. It means so, so much to me. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!